Someone somewhere started a mother-in-law thingy. It sounded so beautiful, and many people would call the mothers of their spouses mother-in-love. Did I also join the wagon? Of course I did, but it was never sweet in my mouth. I had always preferred the name mother. Today, I found the reason why. I became a mother some months ago, and I realized what the word mother means. How do people say a woman has been delivered of a child? They would say she just gave birth. Mother means giver. She gives and gives and gives. She gives life. She gives blood. She gives attention. She gives tears. She gives training. She gives sweat. She gives care. She gives prayers. And what do you call all of those? Love. I believe, therefore, that the word mother-in-love is tautological. If she is a mother, then she is a giver. If she is a giver, then she is a lover. A mother is already an embodiment of love. You do not need to associate that name with love again, because that is what the word itself means. She is your husband's mom or your wife's mom, and she loves you and you love her. She is your mother. Well, that is my belief. For her to give birth to my husband, train my husband, shed tears of affection for my husband, pray for my husband, give suck to my husband. If that is all she ever did for us, she is my mother. Well, I found a mother in my own mother-in-law. The mother that marital ties gave to me. The mother that marital laws gave to me. The mother that love gave to me. A mother indeed. A love so amazing.
Hello everybody, how do you do? This is the Yaks family vlog, your number one Christian family vlog. My name is Lizzy, Yakubu, Mrs. Yaks. I especially want to welcome you to this wonderful vlog. And the thing is, I really want this to be a joyful vlog, you get, but I really don't know. I guess probably as we continue I'll get into the joyful mode. I'm a joyful person, and I know it's a joyful thing we want to talk about, and so definitely I've got to rejoice. So you're welcome to your number one Christian family vlog once again. Okay, so I guess we should get right into what I have for today. Okay, so while I was growing up, when you're growing up, you have a lot of dreams and visions, you have some preferences, you have some desires and aspirations. One of my major aspirations and desire, especially if you're close to me, you'll know this, is to have a very wonderful mother-in-law. Like, I want her to meet my mother-in-law, live with my mother-in-law, experience joy with my mother-in-law, like have a wonderful and cordial relationship with her, because I'd always prayed for a very wonderful mother-in-law, and then I knew that God was going to give me a very wonderful one. So I'd always prayed about it. I was never a part of those people who was scared about the mother-in-law. I wanted to meet her. Whoever the person was, I wanted to meet her. And so when it was time for me to get married, I was counseled by two people. I'll put the counsel in quotes. One of them called me to say, hey, do you still have a mother-in-law? And I said, yes, my husband has a mother. And she was like, this one, that's terrible, this one, that one. She said a lot of bad things about the whole thing. And I was wondering, why are you telling me all this? I've heard a lot of stories, sad tales about mother-in-laws. I've heard a lot of bad tales about marriage itself. And then I'm choosing the positive part of all these things. Yes, only the good part of all these things will happen to me. I refuse the bad things, and that is exactly how it should be. My lovely friends, sisters and brothers, when people bring advice to you, to your quarters, to your doorsteps, it is either you take it or you leave it. If somebody tells you to be bad, it means, and you become bad indeed, it means you probably have the seed of being bad in you. It shouldn't be people's counsels that will turn you to that. I had always been praying for a mother-in-law. I had desired a Naomi Ruth kind of relationship, and someone was bringing such kind of advice to me. You definitely trusted me to throw it into the bin. I did. Then another woman called me. She said, do you have a mother-in-law? I said, yes. She said, she faced my husband and said, do you love your mother? And my husband said, very much. In fact, when he talks about his mom, when my husband talks about his mom, I know the love was so there. Like the love, one sense, real one. You know, in fact, when we got introduced to each other, and he told me, yes, I'm the last born of 10 children, you know, I knew what kind of relationship definitely would exist between he and his mom. So when this mommy called us and asked him, do you love your mom? And he emphatically said yes, and stuff like that. Then she faced me and said, my dear, have you heard that? You have to snatch the logo. And I was wondering, I don't understand. Is this going to be a counsel I'm going to take, or the one I'll throw inside the dustbin? So she said, he loves his mom. He loves you. The love must not be colliding like that. Snatch that love. That one that he has for his mom. Snatch it from him. I kept calculating. I don't understand. And she was like, become the daughter. Should be the mother loves son. Son loves mother. You become the one that will love her more now that she has a son. In fact, try to show her that she has won a daughter. She did not lost that love to one lady from somewhere. In fact, she has gained a daughter. Show her that. And then I realized that, oh my God, this mother has given me such a wonderful advice. And today I must actually appreciate Mommy Abike Olamide Makinde for that wonderful advice, because no matter what it was, it's really helped me a lot to realize the fact that a son should love his mother. It shouldn't be a threat to the wife. Just like it is not a threat for me to love my mother. My husband should know I love my mother. Then it shouldn't be a threat for me to know that my husband loves his mother. It is normal. I have to come to the realization that I love her. For even if nothing, for raising a wonderful son, for loving my husband. Then I've got to pour the love back to her. And that helped me. Thank you so much, my lovely auntie. and mommy for that wonderful advice. I would never forget it. So mine is an intertribal marriage. I am a Yoruba girl. My husband is a Jukon Ichen man from Taraba State. As you must have realized, my mother-in-law was very elderly by the time my husband and I met. And she wanted our last born to actually get married. She understands the native language, which was Ichen. Here I am, I'm a Yoruba girl, I don't often understand the language. And the husband, your son, the last born, beloved of hers, came to say, I've seen the will of God. I've heard the will of God. And the lady I'm going to get him married to is from Yoruba land. Not that, just like in Yoruba land, if anybody wants to get married to somebody from this land, they say, hey, don't go to that land. Just like I was going to get married to him and they were like, hey, don't marry people from the north. That was the same fear that existed in the land, especially when the land, there was somebody in the family, in the extended family, that had actually probably married from Yoruba land, and it probably didn't go as smooth as everyone would. There had been a probably misrepresentation of the Yoruba land in the family already, and then you, the beloved son of mine, say you were going to go get married to somebody from that same land where we've heard bad things. Really? And then that was supposed to be the reaction, but she felt, since you said you've heard from God, I trust God in you, go get her. There were so many noises around. Hey, are you okay? Why would you allow your son to say she wants to get married? You're supposed to stop her. And she was like, hey, he's a man of God. If he says he has gotten this, he got it right. That was what she was saying. Some people would have used that opportunity to say, I'm in my old age. I've waited for this day to come. I wanted you to get married. And then you would want to get married eventually. And then you're going to a land that is forbidding. She did not say that. She trusted the God of her beloved son. And then we eventually had to meet. I met her that day. It's a particular day I would never forget in my entire life. I was looking forward to the now me. So that day, I met her. The day I had prayed for, the day I had looked forward to seeing. Met her. It was my introduction day, and I saw her. She was in one of her daughter's houses, and she was seated on one of the steps, a concrete step in the house, and you know, the picture is etched on my memory forever. And they signaled for me to kneel down. You know, as a traditional person, I should kneel down. Like even in Yoruba land, we kneel down. I quickly knelt down, but this woman pulled me up. She wouldn't want me to stay so long on my knees. She pulled me up. She said I should sit beside her. She kept on feeling my hand. Oh, she kept on. She had a lovely voice, very wonderful and beautiful. She kept on feeling my hand. I hugged, because if you know me, I like to hug. I kept on hugging her and laughing. Then she was telling people, oh my god, she laughs so well. She told people, oh my god. It was later I even heard that She was saying that my hands were so soft. Am I sure this girl will be able to turn to like this? She was actually so hilarious. It was a wonderful experience. She sang for me. She was so peaceful. God heard my prayers. Eventually, we got married, and then we went back to the village actually to greet her. We had a nice time together. Our first meeting, I told her, yeah, I want you to give me a native name. I felt that probably the Elizabeth might be too difficult, but it wasn't too difficult for her because even she was christened Elizabeth one of these days by an angel. Okay, there was this particular time she was very sick to the point of death. Everyone actually thought she was going to die, but she didn't, by God's grace. And then I guess it was a dream or a vision. An angel of the Lord gave her the name Elizabeth, and then in Hausa it's pronounced Halisabatu. Halisabatu. So even though it was Halisabatu, she pronounces my name well. She does. So, but I felt she could give me another name, a native name. She gave me Ebuase. Ebuase in Uchen language means she has come for good. To me, I feel that that's a very prophetic name, a good name, a wonderful one. That was how our relationship actually started. So it was actually a very nice experience. She gives a lot. She gave me so many gifts while I was there, and eventually we had to leave. Yeah, so we had to leave. My husband had to travel. I had to, yeah, eventually join my husband. Every time we had time to talk, she was always laughing. When, mother in each language is Eya. I'd say Eya, hello Eya. She would laugh. She would repeat after me. She would mimic me, Eya. She had such a wonderful voice. And then she would, call me everyone say Elizabeth, how are you? She would greet me, and then I would try to speak the Ichen language I understand, and from there we could actually switch to interpretation. My husband had to, interpret. That was actually a very big barrier in our communication, because I would want to say, Mommy, have you eaten? Are you fine? Is all well with you? And then I had to tell my husband to interpret or tell somebody to interpret. It wasn't always so easy with me because I wanted to learn a lot from her. I wanted to talk to her a lot, but we had that barrier. So she was always not even perturbed by that. She would still pray for me, Sometimes when she calls my husband and then she's unable to reach me, she would not be happy. She would ask my husband sometimes is there anything wrong? What's happening? I've not talked to this lady now in 2 days. I've called you twice and I've not been able to talk to her. She was always wanting to talk to me. Sometimes when my husband says, hey, I've spoken to Mommy twice and she's been talking about you, I know that I've got to talk to her immediately. And she would burst out laughing whenever she hears my voice. We had a very cordial relationship, very wonderful and beautiful. She was a very beautiful woman, because her name is even Kekewa. Kekewa means beauty. Kekewa, and she was very beautiful. She loved peace a lot. She wanted everybody to be at peace, and then she sang my praise so well. Said a virtuous woman shall be praised. She made me feel like I am a virtuous woman because she always praised me, and she's so appreciative. I told you, if you love someone, you want to give that person. Personally, I loved her. There was this love from my heart. I really don't know. Probably it was God. I just put it there, and I just love her. I did love her, and I poured the love out by giving. I tried as much as possible, even if I had nothing, to make sure I send everything to her. And if I'm able to, she sings the praise all around. She tells the whole world. She was so appreciative. She gave me a voice as her name. Not long after that, the name actually, she gave me Mercy too, because our last female child is Mercy. So she told me, now I am the last female child and I'm now Mercy. And it was actually a wonderful name because my husband and I have a covenant of mercy. Yeah, I put it that way. So it's actually a prophetic name for us. Okay, so that was two names. There was already two names she gave me. Suddenly, as our relationship progressed, she changed. She told me, she told my husband. She was always talking to my husband, you know, about it. She was always speaking in the language of people that would make me know that she was actually talking about me. She would talk about me, talk so with emotion laden voice. I don't know. Then my husband would tell me, "Mom is talking about you." She changed my name to Edith Gia. Edith Gia means beloved. You know, after living with their son for months or years, you know, and then somebody can decide that no, this person is a beloved, and naming that, I think it's a big blessing and a big testimony. That was what she called me, and it was miraculous. I loved the name. And shortly after, just a few months ago, she called my husband and told my husband that my new name is Rejoice. Rejoice. English, she called it Rejoice. And I love the way she called it. Rejoice, rejoice. Whenever she called me, Rejoice, I say, hey, yeah, Rejoice, hey, yeah. We would just be hailing each other that way. The Rejoice, you know, she said we are rejoicing, that the whole family is rejoicing, you know, at my coming and stuff like that. I just love her so much because she made me feel so special. I love her so much because she saw the good in every little thing. I love her because she really did love me. She really did mother me. She showed me the motherhood that I had always expected from a mother-in-law. You know, my prayer got answered, and that was exactly how it was. She did love me. I don't know how to express it. I don't know how much you people would actually do understand, but she did love me. All the prayers I asked God to, all the prayers I actually did pray about my mother-in-law got answered. She loved me, and I did love her, and I still love her. I love her beauty, her voice, her touch, her warm embrace, her laughter. I did love every of those. Okay, so last week, a few days ago, my husband and my mother-in-law were talking, and you know, and then I realized she wasn't feeling too strong, so we actually prayed. I heard my husband praying for her, then I actually took time to pray for her as well. And then she was telling me, my husband was telling me that she was just telling her, she was telling him that, oh, now that your baby has come finally and everything is fine with you, look at me, I'm not feeling well and stuff like that. And my husband was saying, don't worry, you'll be fine and all that. And when my husband told me that, I told him that's fine, that definitely will be fine. In fact, as the next day when it looked as if the health deteriorated, I still believed that she was going to be fine, because the covenant, the prayers I'd always been praying, my desire to have a mother-in-law wouldn't just be cut short. That was my thought. It wouldn't be cut short. That was what I had prayed for this time. I'm going to enjoy it for a long time. So it's because everyone was scared already. It looked as if she was going to pass away, and I was not scared. I believed she wasn't going to pass away. So I held on to that because I had so much confidence in the fact that I prayed for her. I prayed for her Naomihood in quotes. So she wouldn't just go. We have a bond, we have a relationship. And so at night, when my husband, in the midnight kind of, when my husband came to tell me that, you know, Elizabeth, God knows, God knows, God knows he was going to take his daughter Elizabeth away from me, so he gave me you. So Elizabeth, see your son, something like that. He was telling me that, and I was like, what do you mean? Is there anything wrong with mommy? And he was like, he's gone. I couldn't believe my ears. I couldn't believe my ears. I couldn't fathom it. My heart shattered into pieces. I couldn't just believe it. You know, this was somebody that we've not lasted enough. It's not up to 2 years, if I'm not mistaken. It shouldn't be now. You shouldn't have just left. You know, I know how much bond she had with my husband. The love and all. I knew how broken my husband definitely would be. You know, I was broken myself, but I had to pick up myself very quickly before I affect my husband, or I would affect my husband. So I had to counsel, you know, my husband was broken, to be frank. It was totally broken. So, but I thank God, because eventually when I sat down, I asked God, so the relationship was supposed to be so short. It wasn't supposed to be longer than days, you know. Yeah, who else am I supposed to be calling that name? Who else am I supposed to send gifts to? Who else am I supposed to, you know? I thought about all those things, and my consolation is in the fact that she gave us an instruction before she went by naming Rejoice. It was an instruction that, hey, rejoice. So even in the midst of the pains and all, I decided to rejoice in the fact that she knew the Lord before she left. I rejoiced, and I'm rejoicing in the fact that even the day she was to pass away, my husband was still talking to her about God and still prayed to her, and she still prayed before her voice eventually failed. You know, her voice was fading gradually. She did not struggle before she died. The fact that she prayed before everything happened, I rejoice. Because she loved me, I rejoice. Because I really did love her, I rejoice. And that joy is just all I have, because the Bible says the joy of the Lord is my strength. It's that joy that's been the strength that I've been having, you know, and it's been amazing. God has really been faithful. So the truth, Ma Kekawa Yakubu, I left to be with the Lord. She waited for her last one, a beloved son, to bring me home. Showered me with plenty angelic names. That was not enough. She waited till she saw her grandson, and then Lord took her to a mansion. Fine, it's a loss to to us, but it's a gain to heaven. The heavens have gained someone that is so cheerful, even in pain. She was so cheerful. Even in discouragement, she was so cheerful. Her voice was always loud. That was why I was so shocked to hear of the death, because to me, I wasn't smelling death at all in the voice. Her voice was so heavenly. I'm sure she's blessing the old heaven with her very wonderful voice and her laughter. She was always talking about my laughter, but I did love her own laughter more. I rejoice that I can look back at all our memories and smile. I do rejoice. And then I wanted to share this with you people, just to know, for you to know the kind of mother-in-law God gave me. I had wanted to do this video a long time ago, but my husband didn't allow me. Now I have to do it by force. I'm very grateful to God for the life of my mother. The Lord does answer prayers. That is all I know. And I'm so glad I made her happy. I'm so glad I did not become a prayer point for her. I'm so glad I received a great blessing from her. Blessings that no one can steal away from me. I'm glad she made heaven. There have been confirmations to this. I'm glad that God is our consolation. I'm so glad for the Holy Spirit. And Ma, because that's what we call mother in my husband's land. They say Iya or Ma, Kiewa, Isabella, Yakubu. We did love you. We had a very nice time. It was short, but I'm thankful to God that all your pains are over. I'm happy that you open your eyes to see light, to see Jesus. I'm happy that you're no longer in pain. You're no longer so worried that when am I going to die? Everyone around me is dying. All my age mates are dying. When am I going to die? She had always looked forward to going. My husband's prayer kept on holding her down until God said, no, my son, you've had her enough. It's time for her to come. So grateful to God for your life, Ma. Love you so much. And I'd so much miss you. I'm consoled, I'm comforted that I met you. That it wasn't after I got married to my husband and then they start telling me about one mother that would have been my mother-in-law. Thankful to God I no one took your space. Thankful that I actually experienced an angel like you. So real. That's how we greet in Yoruba land. Rest in peace. So real. Yadada. Yamoto. Thanks for raising a king for me. Only a queen mother would have done that. I learned a lot from you, man. Thank you for everything. Rest in peace. Ma rejoice. Yeah. Thank you everyone for coming. I really do appreciate. I got so many messages from people that already heard about the information, they heard about the news. It's actually not a mournful thing, it's a joyful one. It's a celebration of life. It's a celebration of life. And I'm so grateful. Thank you so much for the encouragement, for the prayers, for the messages. I really do appreciate them. And I pray that God will uphold all our parents, our grandparents, and God will make us too in the generations to come great examples that children will bless, grandchildren will bless, in-laws will bless in the name of Jesus. And I pray as you're praying also, you're hoping for a cordial relationship with Naomi. I pray that the Lord answers your prayers by fire in Jesus' name. Thank you so much everyone for coming, and the Lord bless and keep you all. Till I see you in another video. I want you to stay safe, to stay godly, and to stay amazing. Bye.